Hey y'all, what's going on? It's Professor Barth here. So I don't believe I've ever spoken about the abortion issue on my YouTube channel. Obviously, it's the number one topic in the news at the present moment. So I just want to go on record saying I am 100% pro-life. This is a victory I'm celebrating tonight. Because, look, this nation has blood on its hands. We've been butchering babies by the millions. What, 60 million or something? More than 6 million, I believe. Butchering babies in the most gruesome manner. And these are babies with remarkably human, they're not remarkably human, fully human lives. But just the features are remarkable, even as early as 8 to 10 weeks. No, that's not even speak of a baby who's 15, 16, 18, 20 weeks. And yet we've been butchering these millions of babies. Disproportionately black, by the way. Disproportionately black. Now, the murder of white unborn life is as egregious as the murder of black unborn life. But isn't that interesting how the same people who talk about racial inequities won't talk about how black babies are disproportionately murdered by abortion. Now, actually, Black Panthers talked about that in the 1960s, but the Democratic Party changed their narrative real quick. Jesse Jackson actually used to be pro-life, but then he switched back in the 1970s. I digress, but abortion is, I've for a while now, I've seen abortion really as America's new slavery, as that moral, just deeply egregious moral transgression. And there's a lot of overlap. There's some major distinctions too between the two issues, but there's a lot of overlap. They both use euphemisms to hide the humanity of the victim. They both rely on a extremely poorly argued Supreme Court case. Roe v. Wade is the new Dred Scott. Okay, make no mistake about it. Roe v. Wade is the new Dred Scott. Okay? And the overturning of Roe v. Wade was long overdue. Long overdue. And this is reason to celebrate. This is reason to celebrate tonight that we're no longer going to do this, or we're no longer going to require it in all 50 states. Now, there's a long way to go. There's a long way to go. Ultimately, abortion needs to be banned in all 50 states in the U.S., period. Okay? Human life is human life. No matter what state you're in, you are entitled to natural rights. You are made in the image of God. Entitled to natural rights. You cannot, and that's the other parallel with the slavery issue. They both issues, slavery and abortion, rely on a property argument. The slave owner said that the slave is my property. The pro-abortion movement says that the baby is property, does not actually have rights, even though that baby is fully human. That baby does not have rights, but is rather property. It does not have any, and so the dignity of that life is robbed from him or her, depending on the sex of the baby. And so, under the 14th Amendment of our Constitution, actually, I would argue that you can outlaw that the Supreme Court tonight could outlaw abortion nationwide based on the 14th Amendment. Read the 14th Amendment. That would be a radical move. Practically, you'd want a constitutional amendment outlawing abortion nationwide. That should be done. But there's no rest until that's done. As long as babies are being butchered in even just one state in the U.S., the battle is not over. But the war is not over. But this was a major victory that we've had here. And of course, obviously, the leak is meant to intimidate the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court should respond by making this decision official right now. Send out that message that there will be no intimidation. But this is a major victory. And we should be on our knees right this evening, thanking the Lord and asking for that God will give courage to the justices to stand their ground. There's going to be a torrent of pressure and intimidation. So, Mr. Gorsuch, Thomas, Amy Coney Barrett, Kavanaugh, Mr. Alito. Wow, what a hero he is for making this decision. Of course, John Roberts had a goal. He always has to go halfway, and as a result, he won't be remembered by history. But it is what it is. So anyway, this is victory tonight. Just want to go on record stating that. Yeah, I think that's all. We'll wait and see what happens. But pro-life over here in Arizona, and looking forward to seeing what happens coming out of this. But people need to wake up. The science is clear. People want to talk about science. The science is clear. These are lives. You cannot deny it. For someone who's pro-abortion, why is it that they are so uncomfortable looking at pictures and photographs of aborted babies? They can't do it because the photograph blows up their entire narrative about how those are just a clump of cells. That's not a clump of cells. That's not a clump of cells. That's a human life, period. And we will defend that life. We will defend that life with all we have. So, all right. I'll talk to y'all later. And yeah, we'll see what happens. So long. Peace. Bye.